Hello my friends and fishes, and welcome to what I actually realize is the first studio tour that I've ever done. I was so sure that I had done another studio tour previously, and apparently I have not. So welcome to our first ever and also the 2022 edition Courtney Mermaid Studio Tour. So today I'm going to give you guys the full look, the entire breakdown in all my drawers and all of my secret mess and all of the things. Now I did like a quick lick and polish of the place, but I did leave most of it kind of as you would discover it on the daily, so I do apologize in advance for some of the mess. But for the most part, it is looking pretty good in here, I gotta say. Better than it usually does. And for as many of the things as I can find, I will be sure to leave links in the description box down below. So if you do see something that I haven't included down there and you're like, oh my god, where did she get it? Please leave me a comment and I will do my best to give you a resource or a link or information or whatever I can. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I think the perfect spot to start this studio tour is gonna be my front door, my entrance, which also doubles as storage for tails that I'm currently working on, including a couple of my own tails, just kicking in the back there. Oh, a little sneak peek of, oh, don't look too closely at it, you know, it's very exciting. Got two client tails in progress that are hanging here right now. This is where I have sort of my shipping area, all of my shipping supplies. These are two tails that need to get sent out. I've got two more here. These are drop boxes. I don't know if you're this kind of person, but I like to have like a place for miscellaneous, you know. Underneath I've got some holiday craft supplies and miscellaneous shells. What kind of mermaid would I be if I didn't have just a giant box of shells that have been either gifted to me or I've purchased or whatever? It's a lot. I have an extra roll of paper for when I'm doing my measurements for myself. And that's sort of the shipping area. I have this scale that I got off of Amazon. I'll be sure to link it. I really like it. I do have one additional smaller one in one of my drawers because sometimes smaller items don't read as well on it, so I'll always do like a quick double check if I've got any concerns there. I think that organically brings us to my sewing cart, which I have started a bit of a sticker collection. We've got lots of stickers. So on here, basically what we have my sewing kit, which is supplies. It's not very stereotypical. I don't know, you know, most people will keep other things in here. I feel like I keep mostly my tools and the stuff that I need access to quick and easy. I keep in there. I've got some tape for labeling things, my pins. This is the easiest way I have found. I'm not a pin cushion person. I just dump my pins and I use a magnet to fish them out. Got some oil for my sewing machines, fabric markers, Sharpies, just basically tools that I have to grab and use often. These were actually made by my mom and my grandma, so they live on here. Super cute. Got all my zippers, fabric markers, more zips. Under here, this is a little bit of miscellaneous, some mermaid secrets and tricks of the trade that I like to keep sort of locked away and handy in case I need them. I've got my ruler, which I use for doing cuffs and waistband measurements. Now up top we've got some more craft supplies, some miscellaneous games. No, I'm not responsible for 2020, but I do love Jumanji. Please don't judge me. I've got a bin here, a little Christmas bin. This is actually full of photography props and things that I'll use in photo shoots or when I'm taking product photos. I've got my little ocean blanket, and this is where I store all of my jewelry. So in here is all of my Ripples relics, and in here are all of my costume pieces, gifts, and other jewelry items. If you guys want sort of a tour and a look at how I actually store this, I don't want this video to be too long, but if you want to know how I care for and store all of my mermaid jewelry, it's a lot, it's deep. Let me know. Leave a comment, please. Okay, thread. There's a lot. There's like another bin back there as well. So this is where I store all of my thread. I would like a better system for this, but as you'll notice, I am lacking a little bit in wall space. So there's that. Okay, then we have sewing supplies, duct tape, and plastic wrap. I'm very careful to label everything. As you'll notice, I'm a bit of a sucker for labeling things. It just helps me at a quick glance. So if I'm looking up there, I can see exactly what's in there. Glue, fabric tape, gloves, sticks, etc. So I'm not having to like pull it down to check what's actually in it. So I've done that for most of my bins here. Bubble mailers, nothing too exciting in there, and stock different items that I have occasionally got for sale in my shop. Treasure. Sometimes I include trinkets for people, little things that I've been kind of working on. More shipping items. There's that second scale that I mentioned. If I remember, I'll try to link both of them because they're both quite useful, especially if you're doing, this is just a kitchen scale, but it works really well. So it's very accurate. Holding, I can't show you what's in there because there's some addresses in there. All kinds of paper pretty much sums up that. Serger and cosplay binders. Now this is mostly cosplay stuff now because my Serger is actually out. So this is just like miscellaneous. I could probably relabel it because I've got like my respirator and stuff in here. And then paints and beading supplies is pretty self-explanatory and is very much crammed in there. Now at nighttime, I'll put on my twinkle lights and then I will put on this guy. So I'll be sure to include a clip of this room at night because it's quite spectacular. Very, very awesome. Okay, so here's something that everybody loves to ask me about. This is my trident. This is made from a Halloween prop and a dowel, and Eric helped me drill them together, and then I primed it and then painted it. And it's got a little bit of damage because I've been a little bit nasty to it and I've taken it to conventions and such, but I'm actually able to use it as a walking stick, which is also very handy. And yeah, so there it is. There, now you've seen it. I do have one. There you go. Okay, now on my window, I've got a few different goodies. These are some crystals and stuff that I charge by the window. This is actually salt water, some sort of faux coral decorations, and my piggy banks from a million years ago. I guess it's quite heavy and it's only toonies, so I have no idea how much is in there, but it'll be nice to find out one day. But yeah, I do love these little shells. This just makes me so happy to look at. This rainbow window film was a godsend and is absolutely incredible and so easy to install. Moment of truth. I can't show you guys my window without showing you my street, so I'm just gonna do this. Oh my god. Look at how freaking good that looks. Look at how freaking good that looks. Okay. Oh my god, like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No, like 15, 20, 100 out of 10 would recommend. I am gonna link this of everything that I show you today. If you pick up one thing to add to your studio or to your space, this is the stuff. This is the stuff. I love it so much. I cannot even with how amazing it is. Okay, so next we come to the workspace. This is where all of the sewing magic happens. We've got a support squishmallow here, obviously, because you have to. I'll show you those in a sec. Up here, I have sort of beading hair clip stuff. I've got some critters on display up there. This is where I keep all of the orders that I'm currently working on. So right now you can see this one houses multiple orders, so just put multiple, and then everything has stickers on it so that I know what's what. There's Chester 2.0. I'm so excited to show you guys. All of the fins are now sewn. I'm having to do this in my spare time because I have so many other orders to fulfill. So it's going so slow, you guys. These are 3 more orders that I've got. These 2 I'm actually working on this week, very excited. My iron lives here because it's a good spot for it to kind of cool down when I'm not using it as well. So I have this really neat little setup. I originally wanted to get a pegboard and I opted instead to use my Oma's yardstick, which I adopted years ago, and it fits these little bins from IKEA perfectly. And how cool. I mean, I don't use the yardstick, but I love to have it around. So I'm able to keep like my sewing shears. I've got my rotary cutter, miscellaneous tweezers and things. This is full of pins and stuff for my cork board, my magnet for getting my pins, and then some other miscellaneous tools, which you never know when you're gonna need some kind of miscellaneous tool in this office, I'll tell you. For all of my live streaming with the Patreon pod, this is the little dude that I use. He's a little bit old now, so if I can find the equivalent to this Logitech webcam, I will definitely be sure to include that for you guys. It's a great little device, although I'm not super big fan of the mic on it. but we're gonna talk about my mic in a second, which I love. And that is basically just hooked up in such a way, I have it like Velcroed on, so that way I can unhook it from here and actually attach it onto my computer, because sometimes I stream from over here and sometimes I stream from over here. So the microphone is also in such a way that I can just literally turn it around, so it can be useful to me here, and it can be useful to me over there. Now let's talk for a minute about my favorite microphone ever and the best stand, and I'm so thrilled. I got this as a set from Best Buy. This is the Blue Yeti. It's the standard size one. And the arm for it, now I have seen mixed reviews on this actual, the actual Blue Yeti arm that's meant for this microphone. I'm not exactly sure what people are doing wrong, but I have never had an issue with this thing. It's amazing. It stays put. I have everything cranked. It has this really incredible little, what would you even call this? Like a little space for the cord to go through. It anchors on, it's sturdy. I don't feel like it's flying around everywhere. I absolutely love this. I love it so much. The quality of my audio now on my live streams is so much better than it was before, and it's all because of this. So I got this at Best Buy, like I said. If I can find a link for all of this on Amazon, I definitely will. Do check with your local Best Buy if you have one, because sometimes they have deals on these. I got all of this for what it would have cost me just to get the microphone. Okay, so that's pretty darn cool, if I dare say so myself. And this is what it looks like over here. So I end up just kind of like pushing it down, and it will fit right over here, and I can rotate this guy around, and then that way I have my microphone set up so I can talk here or I can be over here. It is such a good setup. I will sing the praises of this until I die. It's so good. Okay, now let's talk about my sewing machines. So if you've been around recently, you know that my previous sewing machine isn't actually broken, but I thought it was, so I bought a new one. So my old sewing machine, which is the Singer Fashion Mate from a couple years ago, is in that box. Now what we have here is the Singer Heavy Duty. I plan to do, oops-a-daisy, I plan to do an actual video talking about my tools and my things that I use, my sewing machines. This I love. Okay, now you're not gonna be sewing through like 10 layers of denim, and you're not gonna be making yourself car seat covers and things. But if you're making mermaid tails, this is a great little machine. Oh my gosh. So I cannot, I love it so much. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So this is the 4432 Singer Heavy Duty. It has everything that I need, and I am living for this machine. Amazing. Okay. Here is my little serger. It was a gift from my mom and my grandma, and a couple of years ago, and I've been such a chicken to not learn how to use it. I started learning how to use it, and I'm getting it figured out, and I am really liking it. So I will be using this to sew my new tail. And once I see how that goes and how I like the process and everything, I will probably start using this machine more often. It's also a super cute little machine, very easy to work with as far as I found. Everybody said it was going to be a really scary experience, and it wasn't, so there you go. Take from that what you will. Very, very good so far. Okay, now under my desk, we've got miscellaneous bags and such for all of my mermaid swimming and all of my stuff. This is a big bin, and as you can see, it's actually completely full of scrap fabric and pieces of tails that were misprints. So that's actually a misprint on top. Just before you guys ask, I don't actually sell my misprints because everything that I do is custom made to your measurements. Okay, garbage. It's a basketball net. It's very important. And here are all my Monofins. So the Monofin Storage used to be behind me, and now it's on the floor under my desk, which is a little bit of a bummer because now I can't lower this as much as I'd like. Like if this was a little bit shorter, it would be better, but this is the best way that I've found to store my Monofins thus far. I've done videos about this in the past. Unfortunately, IKEA no longer sells this frame thing. It's actually supposed to have drawers that go in it, and I use it for this, which makes perfect sense. Then I've got some cardboard cutouts that I use for measuring and tracing and such for my mermaid tails. Like I said before, that's where I am storing my spare kind of backup sewing machine now. I've also got some vinyl inserts. There will be a video talking about that eventually. For now, that's just gonna remain a mystery for you all. Okay, so before we get any further into all of the good stuff happening over here, let's talk about my Anda seat. I hope I'm saying that right. I bought this chair. This was almost a $600 Canadian investment in my lower back and my neck and my shoulders and my butt, and I'm telling you, this was one of my favorite purchases that I made last year. I love this thing so much. This is an amazing, amazing chair. Now, I use it for sewing. I'm not necessarily using it for gaming. But if you are able to start saving for a chair that's actually gonna work with your body, even if it's not this one for you, this is what worked for me. I'm a tall person. I need a back. I got the neck rest. It adjusts in so many different ways. It's actually ridiculous. Like, the arms actually come in and out. You're able to do it more than that. It's hard to do with one hand. I'm so happy with it. It was a little bit of a pain to put together. I do recommend having help. A second set of hands was definitely a must when putting this chair together. But if I can find a link for this somewhere, I'm going to leave one for you. I am not sponsored. They didn't send it to me. I bought it with my own money, but I love this chair. Let's talk about my computer setup and what's happening over here. So let's move. See, watch how easy this is. Like, shut up. Like, and then you just bend it up and out of the way, and she gone now. It's brilliant. So up here we have my shipping label printers. I have a little one that I used to use. Now I've got a bigger one because it actually works with Shopify and is actually bent. Like, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on here. I'll have to fix that later. This is a great little device, the Rollo printer. I will be sure to link that one as well. A must-have if you use Shopify, a must-have if you're running a small business. So good. This guy, I don't honestly use as much for my business anymore, but this was also a wonderful little purchase to have, especially if you're somebody like me who loves to print labels for absolutely everything. There's my printer, nothing too fancy there, just a very simple black and white number, very good. Now this is where, we've shown this off before, but this is where I store all of my mermaid stuff, and I mean, like, everything goes in here. So I do have it all labeled for ease of use, and in case I ever am, like, about to run out the door and I have to yell to Eric to grab something, he's gonna know exactly where to find it, right? Like mermaid towels and toys. This is literally mermaid towels, and there's some mermaid toys, like little floaty toys and stuff in here, okay? Mermaid gear. Hopefully that's, pardon my brush. Hopefully that's self-explanatory. Here's all of the gear and all of the things that I use while I'm mermaiding. I've got, like, my goggles, swim accessories and nose clips and plugs and cases and this and that and the next thing. Accessories is exactly what you would expect. Boy, I probably should have cleaned this a little bit before I showed you guys. But you know what? We're keeping it real. It's fine. It's fine. But this is, yeah, where all of my sort of accessories, I've got some wigs, I've got some other things and goodies in there. Tails and tops. Oh man, I really should have gone through this before I showed you guys, but hey, like I said, we're keeping it real. Here's where I've got, these are my creature fins, where I keep tails and my tops, and obviously some leggings as well. Courtney needs to organize her stuff a little bit. And here's some more tails, tops, bottoms, and suits. Now, obviously everything that I have a lot more tails than would actually fit in the entirety of this, so I actually have some of them in storage. Okay, so underneath my desk, it's a bit of a disaster. I sometimes like to, while I'm scrolling social media aimlessly, I like to use my little pedals. I've got a box of fidgets. This is supposed to be like Kleenex because your girl is too cheap to buy Kleenex. My extra set of headphones and my computer tower. This was sort of custom made for me. I have a few issues with it, to be honest. That's why it's sitting up on a thing. It's very loud. Am I absolutely thrilled? I don't know. It does the job though, and it does the job very well. So short of its few, well, shortcomings, it's a pretty good little machine. But up here, oh ho ho ho, my babies. Now I used to have one of the big Cintiqs. This is a Wacom 16-inch. I think I'll leave the stats and the details for this baby in the description box as well. Great. Just my favorite thing in the whole world. It is exactly the right size and it doesn't get hot. Like my old Cintiq, which was a really, really old one. It was like a second generation from like way back in the day. Used to heat up so much that I couldn't actually draw on it. This is just spectacular and it's so light. and so like I can lift it up with like one hand. It's amazing. So it's basically an actual screen that you just draw directly on. You've seen me use this in a bunch of my videos. It is a great device. I've got my old school monitor from back when I was still in animation, which is kind of crazy. And I've got two cute little speaker guys. I like to have me some speakers. I also have a ring light up here for when I'm doing live streams. I've just like Velcroed it up there so that way I get some nice lighting, because it's quite dark over here and my face gets really muddled on the camera. So yes, this is a little personal project that I've been doing. Basically, I have like categories for how I can potentially feel throughout the day. It's kind of meant to be a little bit like Inside Out. And like I get what was the sort of core feeling for the day, and you can see like it's been a wild ride, okay? January really sucked, all right? Really sucked. February got a little bit better, and now we're heading into some dark days again, but it's okay. We're figuring it out. It's fine. What are you gonna do? I've got my little collage wall, which I pretty much finished. I don't think there's really any more room on here for any more. Eventually when I get a new desk, I'll take this off and actually just put it up on my wall. Gotta have your backup drive. This is so that I can connect it to my Mac. Heaven forbid the Mac actually have a USB port anymore. Let's not even talk about it. Then we've got Olaf, because he likes to help me manage my stress. He's very sweet. He's my guy. I've got some notebooks, and then of course I have a very small percentage of the actual plushie collection. It's a little bit ridiculous how many plush toys I have, but I love them. What are you gonna do? Up here we have my pin collection, which is it's getting a little bit ridiculous. I haven't added to it in a while, but it's still pretty cool, you know. Got some Ariel, a little Pongo, and Perdita. Tell me what you notice that's incorrect about this photo. Leave me a comment. What is wrong with this picture? Okay, I'm not gonna tell you, but if you know, then you know. Okay, and over here I have a planner. I have this little guy which controls something. What does this actually control? And this controls my little light on the floor. I've got another spare pair of headphones. I've got some hand cream, hand sanitizer, lip gloss. Here's where I keep all of my SD cards, used SD cards, new SD cards. I've got another little candle. I don't light this often because I really want it to last forever, and it's my favorite scent in the whole world. And oh, thank you to whoever that was that just bought from my shop. Thank you so much. And then I've got some more fidgets because your girl needs her fidgets. Okay, so we've got my little skull friend from the pirate photo shoot. Last year was awesome. I've got a little salt lamp, and this, my friend here isn't doing so well. His name's George, and George wasn't really liking the bedroom very much anymore, so I've moved George in here because, as you'll note, Lizzie is actually doing really well. So Lizzie used to look like this, and George used to look like that. So we did a little shuffle, and hopefully that just sort of helps. I'm already noticing we're not getting as much yellowing, so hopefully that's good. And it's got another plant. This one doesn't actually have a name. Help me name the plant. What should I name the plant? Go. Up top, I have my Pena dragons and a couple of other little goodies. I also have a few items that you guys have sent me over the years. This was one of my, I love these two, and this was one of my favorites because look at Tink. Look at my little Tinky bird. I miss you, Tink. Okay, and then these are my shelves. Yeah, we've done a little bit of reorganizing. If you guys want a reading list of everything that's on here, I actually have one. If you go to vancouvermermaid.com, on my blog, scroll down, you'll be able to find a list of all of the books that I recommend and have read. Why are we blurry? Can we focus, please? Thank you. Okay, and then here are some little collectibles from over the years. It's from my grandma. I think my mom got me those too, and I bought this one. That was from the Siren auction. Oh my gosh, this is from Creations by Haley. Is one of my favorite things that I have from my mermaid collection. And some more goodies. And of course, I am a bit of a Lego enthusiast, so you have to have the Lego mermaids for sure. This I got from Bath and Body Works, and I love it. And I love it. This was another gift from you guys, as was that. My shell clock doesn't actually work, so Yeah, if you ever see the time in any of my videos, just disregard it because it's not. It's actually not even noon yet. So there you go. Got my little boards, some more art. I love this one because I thought it looked like Alfie. I'm a weird fish in the wrong pond. Like, that makes me so happy. There's Chester. Okay, there's the big reveal. This isn't the big reveal yet. I will do a big proper reveal of this design eventually. It'll happen. I've got a little diffuser, which I put my orange essential oil from Sage, which I really like. And then, of course, my books. Now over here, what this is kind of like editing central. We've got my laptop, my phone, my daylight lamp. We've got another little candle over here. That's a real candle. That one's not a real candle, but that one is. We've got another plant who's on his last legs. I have tried everything not to kill this poor plant, and it's kind of hopeless at this point. Alfie has his little hangout here. In here, we've got my Canon Ivy, which is how I print off all my little... Ooh! Which is how I print off all my little photos. Some miscellaneous like paperworky stuff and some elastic bands. Here's all my tripods, camera gear. There's some audio gear in here as well. This is kind of just like tech stuff. Everyone's favorite drawer. Courtney's camera equipment. So we've got batteries, an extra bit of storage where I'm like, sometimes I keep stuff that I'm currently working on that no longer fits on my laptop. The camera that I'm filming on right now usually lives in here. Some cables. This needs to get charged. We'll deal with that later. My GoPros and a few other goodies. This is a mess. Fair warning, okay? So cables. We're just gonna close that right back up. This is like miscellaneous office supplies, rulers, glue, pencil sharpeners, etc. And here, this is much the same. And look, yet another label maker. What have we learned about Courtney today, kids? Courtney loves her label makers, okay? Okay, good. And this is like old school art supplies that I've had for the last 100 years. And yeah, basically, this is like all sculpting tools and such. I have not looked in here. I don't organize it. It's there. And we're just gonna close that right back up. Here is all of my gems, my gem collection, some notes on everything. These are some of my favorites I keep in here. Here's my wig that I got gifted from Mermaid Zelda, which I love. These are my Irish whistles and just more miscellaneous stuff. Obviously, it's kind of like tucked in on purpose because I don't access this stuff as often. I have a bin for like all of my technology and some miscellaneous stuff down at the bottom. My iron lives here. It really needs a new cover. It looks so scary on camera. It doesn't look that bad in person. Okay, maybe it does. Anyways. And then my calendar up on the wall there. Okay, and otherwise that is the studio space. I am so proud with it. I think it has evolved a lot over the years, considering I used to be basically in the kitchen, then in the dining room, and now in the office. A huge shout out to Eric for being so amazing and helping me put this together and making it possible for me to actually have my very own workshop space. All right, my fishes, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did putting it together. This was a lot of fun. I can't believe it took me so long to do this. Again, all of the resources and all of the things that I was able to find and include will be in the description box down below for you to check out. If I missed something again, please leave me that comment, let me know so I can get you the info that you need to make your studio space everything you want it to be. Otherwise, if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join the pod and the bell notification as well so you never miss an upload. And otherwise, I look forward to catching you all again in my next video. Happy swimming! Bye! A big thank you to the Patreon Pod for helping sponsor today's episode. The Patreon Pod is your mermaid home away from home with a private Discord community chat, weekly live streams with replays where you can actually watch me make mermaid tales live, as well as get exclusive looks at upcoming projects I'm working on and more. If you are interested in helping us continue to build and shape this incredible community made up of mermaids from all over the world, please check out the link in the description box down below.